this one time. Ilya came home with a pine cone. Do you remember this? Ilya came home with...
Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
And decorating houses together.
With little conflict.
Why would you put the lamp in the kitchen?
Because I'm the person that decorates the house.
This is our Check It Out series where we showcase various board games to you, and today we're showing you an upcoming release from Floodgate Games, Decorum!
Check it out. Check it out. I said hang it on the table and check it out.
Hang it on the table?
Alright, well, maybe you're right.
I should be the decorator of the house. This game is designed by Charlie and Harry Mackin and Drew Tenenbaum. It is published by Floodgate Games, who gave us a review copy to show to you.
So in Decorum, it's a game of passive-aggressive cohabitation, as it says right here. And it's exactly that. You'll be going through the game, deciding and placing different items in the rooms that you have in front of you, and trying to make sure that everybody in the household is happy. Or at least content.
Yeah, the household is not very good at communicating, so you'll have to deduce from what's in the game to figure out until everyone's fulfilled.
Well, let's jump right in by showing you how to play this game.
Let's begin by setting up. For the purpose of this video, we'll show you a two-player game. You'll put the house board at the center of the table with a round track above, and 3 heart tokens to the left. You'll put the token board nearby with all the object tokens on it and the wall color tokens as well. You're now ready to set up the scenario. You'll pick the envelope and take out all the cards face down. You'll give 1 big conditions card to each player, ensuring they're kept secret. You'll then set up the house board as shown on the setup card. Gameplay will begin with player 1. On your turn, you can make a single change to the house. Here are your options. You can add an object to an empty slot. You can remove an object from a house. You can swap an object from one of the same type. You can paint a room. Or you can pass, but only if your conditions have been fulfilled. The second thing you'll do on your turn is your fulfillment check. If all your conditions are met, you'll say,
I am fulfilled.
Then, each other player responds to the change with a positive, negative, or neutral response.
I love it. I hate it. That's fine. I don't really care.
Or you can be a little bit more creative.
Why would you put that lamp there? I swear, if you paint this wall green one more time, I'm out of here.
Now, once every player has taken a turn, you'll move the round marker right 1 space. At the ends of the round 15, 20, and 25, players will have a heart-to-heart. During a heart-to-heart, one player will choose one of their conditions to share, reading it out loud. The other player will do the same. You'll then flip the heart token face down and place it to the right of the house board. If this was the first heart-to-heart, you'll move the round marker back to the first space. Now the game will end when every player is fulfilled or at the end of the last round. If every condition is met, you win. Now you'll score 3 points for every condition that was met. If all conditions were met, you'll score an additional 2 points for every heart token you have remaining. Will you be able to find a middle ground with all your housemates? Or will terror come to your house? So we've shown you the 2-player game of this, but you can also play with 3 and 4. The only differences is that you'll get your big card, but you'll also get little cards of your objectives as well. So instead of having a heart-to-heart, you'll have a house meeting, and then you can actually, in the beginning, share how you feel about the state of the house, if it's close or not, but then share one of your objectives with somebody else. Yeah. So it's a little bit more trickier, but it's nicer to have it because then you're able to remember more because there's so much going on and there's 3 or 4 people with the same objective. Yeah. So you also get a little bit more heart tokens, so you have a little bit more chances to kind of get there, and yeah.
And it's not a one-on-one either, so like I'm not, like if somebody else was playing with us, me and Ilya could both give a card to them. Yeah. And they're not obligated to give us a card at all. Like it's a good choice to, but they don't have to, if I give a card to Ilya doesn't have to give a card back to me.
Yeah, but I'll give a card, I still have to give a card to somebody else. So yeah, that's a 3 and 4 player game.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I really like this game. The first time I played it, I was like very much like, wow, this is interesting. I wonder how it'll be, and a little nervous because we started placing the pieces, and me and Ilya were both just like, no, I don't like that. And then after a couple rounds, we were like at each other.
We first saw this game at PAX Unplugged, and yeah, it was exactly that. Like, even watching other people, like, you start off with so, like, just in your almost comfort bubble of just like, oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Or I like this. And then literally, like, 2 minutes later, it's like, if this camel lamp reaches this bedroom one more time,
Yeah.
I swear. So, and I think it's so relatable because I feel like
100%.
we've all lived either with our parents, with housemates, with roommates, with each other.
Yeah.
Like, I think everyone can relate to this experience one way or another. It's cohabitating in a space.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just don't respect your space.
Yeah, and especially for us just having moved into a brand new house, we were trying to like figure out what we wanted the paint color on the wall to be, like how we wanted our studio even to look.
Tyler keeps wanting to get a camel lamp.
If I found a camel lamp, I would probably buy it. I'm not gonna lie. And then I put it in my office because Ilya doesn't like it. So.
So in terms of comparables, what does this game remind you of?
Yes, yeah. So this is a new segment we're introducing in our Check It Outs, and we're calling it Comparables, where we both talk about a game that we think is relatable. And if you like this game that we're about to mention, then you might think about checking out Decorum.
Mm.
My game is Coup, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Although Coup is like very much like one against another, and you're trying to figure out, it's not cooperative.
Mm-hmm.
But you are, in a sense, really trying to like hone in on what people are and really make your decisions based on that. And I think for the purposes of comparing it to Decorum, it really comes down to that logic-y type puzzle where you're really grinding to make sure that you win by outthinking the others. Mm-hmm. And if you like that part of it, but you're more on the cooperative end, then Decorum is for sure that.
You're really trying to get into everybody's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that too. I think my comparison or comparable would be Fog of Love, which is convenient because Floodgate actually just began publishing it.
Yeah.
So, but it's similar in a way where you have your own conditions and your own decisions that you make, and they influence the game one way, but you don't know what the other person's doing, and they're influencing the game in one way, but you're trying to see, like, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Yeah. But obviously with this game, you need it to work. So it's really getting into that opponent's head and hoping that you can help them reach their objectives while reaching yours as well.
Yeah, and both of those games have a small sense of role playing too, because well, Fog of Love more so, but for Decorum you definitely get into the role.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, now let's go right back into our regular stuff. Why should people check this one out?
So this game really is a great, very introductory role-playing game, because kind of like we mentioned before, in the beginning, you'll just say, I like this, I don't like this. But as your comfort level begins to grow, you'll start saying, like, I'm out of this house, or I love you so much. I can't believe you would put this beautiful ornament here, and it just makes me so happy. So I think it begins to grow that comfort level, which I really like because it can lead to more role-playing games if that's something your group's interested in.
Yeah, it's a nice little take on it, and if you have somebody in your group that isn't necessarily like comfortable with role playing, this one like forces you into a role where you're like, you've got to make sure that your objectives are complete. So how are you going to do that? Maybe you need to get angry, or maybe you need to get a little bit frustrated. Maybe you need to be like a whiny little brat, or whatever that might be. So that, like, it's open-ended in that sense, but you know what you need to accomplish.
And it doesn't take away from the game if somebody isn't as into the roleplay element.
Exactly.
So it's still like the game is still the game. So yeah.
And with those objectives, like they are like logic puzzles. So the way that the scenarios are set up is that they're all possible to accomplish, and it's up to your group to figure that out. So I would say that checking Decorum out if you're interested in cooperative games, and if you're interested in logic puzzles, that this is something that you should check out.
It's also very easy to set up. There's lots of laughs to be had in the game. It's an absolute blast, and it's very relatable. So I think like anyone, you can bring this game down and be like, have you ever had one housemate that decided to ruin your life? Well, get ready.
channel that energy and
That's
use
true.
it today.
So why shouldn't you check it out?
I'm actually gonna feed off of that.
Okay.
Because if you're willing to channel the energy, that's good. But if you've had like some bad experiences with roommates and this just like brings up unwanted, like suppressed memories,
Or your parents, or really anybody. Like if cohabitating has not been a great experience for you and you don't want to relive some of the stresses of that, I think this may not be the game for you.
and because of that, like if you're much of like I want it this way, and you're not gonna budge from any of it, then you might have a hard time solving the logic puzzles. So it might not work out for you in the end.
Yeah, it is a cooperative game and it's hard as well.
Mhm.
And you may need to have a lamp downstairs, but you can't just keep putting it back in the same spot,
yeah.
the same type of lamp in the same spot, because clearly it doesn't work for somebody else.
Mhm.
So you really have to be in tune with everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the last thing I'll say is kind of that memory element as well, because
Mhm.
you'll be trying various things and you'll have to be in tune of like, this person does not like anything in this room, but they were okay with having a yellow curio.
Yeah.
So what can I, like, you have to kind of tune into certain things and remember them, and especially in a larger player count game, in order for it to work out.
Yeah, for player games, like even though you do have those cards that are handed out during the house meeting, like it still can be hard to backtrack into as what happened in the rooms and what was placed there previously. And you do really, because you only have a certain amount of turns to get it done, you do really want to try to be able to remember those things. So if that's not really down your aisle, then Decorum might not be the game for you.
So overall,
We really like this game. It's a nice dive into a role play for us, at least. We got pretty into it after a few rounds, and it was a lot of fun. Like at the end of the game, we kind of just like shoved it off and was like, this was fun. Now go back to our normal selves. So it was good.
yeah, we forgot to mention too that there is a campaign for
Yes.
2 players,
Yeah.
and there's some unlockable content, which is very exciting. We haven't got through the whole thing yet, but I know we're gonna do it sooner than later. It's a lot of fun for a 2-player, but it's also a lot of fun for a higher player count because it really gets you thinking in that logic puzzle. We've enjoyed, I think, both the player counts.
2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, we played all the player
Yeah.
counts now, and it's just been fantastic.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Mhm.
Well, if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below
With our
because
question
we've
of
got
the
a
day.
question of the day.
Sheep. What is your most unique item in your house that some may consider ugly, some may consider to be an eyesore, but
Maybe
you
even consider it's ugly, but it has to be
you
there.
love it. So what is that
Exactly.
item? What is it
Do
for
we
you?
have anything like that?
Everything you own. Just kidding. We own everything together.
We're gonna have a talk after this, I guess.
Oh, you had that very ugly lamp for a long time. It was like
I still have it. It's just not. We just haven't set
I
it
don't
up.
like it.
Yeah.
It's like a light bulb with pipes, and it's very ugly.
I do actually remember this one time. Ilya came home with a pine cone. Do you remember this? Ilya came home with literally just like this gigantic
It was a beautiful pine cone.
It was like very
It was
symmetrical.
like this big.
Yeah, it was huge, but he would put it like right next to our TV all the time, and I was just like, why is this here? It's just
It was
not meant to be here.
That's true.
Yeah, that would probably be
That's
that'd be
a
my
good-
most memorable
That's a
one.
good one. Well, if you're interested about Decorum, it comes out quite shortly. You can pre-order it. We'll put the link down below. And like Tyler said, if you enjoyed our content, give us that thumbs up, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. We love chatting with you. And thank you so much for watching our video.
Yeah, until next time though, this is us checking out. Bye!